First and foremost, all praises be to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone, which rule well and teach well and sincerity taught us this truth. And Shalawam to the Lord's hopeful elect, 144,000 men, as well as 1/3 men, women, and children, maintaining themselves, keeping the laws, commandments, and statutes to the best of their ability. It's your brother Yeramiah Kazak, back with hopefully another edifying lesson through the spirit, power, and strength of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, and Kakadash, the true names of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Yahawah means He is, He exists. Bahasham, Ba meaning in, Ha meaning the, Sham meaning name. And then Yahawashi meaning He saves, He delivers, He is salvation. And then Bahasham once again in the name. Rakah, Kadash, Rakah meaning spirit, Kadash meaning holy, set apart. So we have a holy and a set apart spirit. Alright. So put it together. Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Bahasham Kakadash. Alright. Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kakadash, man, Salaki. Alright. So those are the true names, right, that we come in through the Lashawan Kadash, the Paleo Hebrew, the holy tongue, man, the holy language. Alright. Hey, Shalawam, bro. Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Barak, Ahtham, to you and your household. Alright. I just watched that video, a little bit of that video with Hubie. My name is Hubie, but they call me Hubie though. Yeah, they do it extra. But it brings to my mind, you know, that let's get a precept. Yeah, everybody should follow the brother to side, man. It's great videos, you know, edification from the brother. So let's go to Ecclesiastes 10:6. And it reads, folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low places. So, you know, the rich meaning the ones with wisdom, the ones with understanding, us. Alright? It ain't talking about these Edomites and these elites. Okay? We sit in a low place. Like the understanding of the world, you know, is foolish now. Okay? At the end of the day. So folly is lifted up. All these individuals are getting famous and stuff like that from just really being trash, man. You know, it's not entertainment. It's not really entertainment. It's to be a jester. That's what it is, man. So these guys are jesters at the end of the day. They love jesting. And we just sit back and look at it, and hey, some of it is funny, you know. Some of that stuff, like to pop the balloon and stuff, some of that mess is hilarious. Like, why would you even put yourself in that position, man? To go on here and nah, bro, that ain't it. Okay, that is not it. At the end of the day, man, it's a lucky at this day. Nothing. Okay, so what the brother saying, the water con, yep. Yeah, bro, funny. You know, and that's how it is. So, this lesson is going to be entitled, Prepare for Mass Slaughter. Prepare for Mass Slaughter. Now, if anybody coming in, if you don't know what just happened with DJT having that meeting with over 800 generals, okay, so he's meeting with all his war men, all right? And you know, you go back and look at any of these old movies, man, where before you do battle, you got to meet with your generals. You got to meet with your warriors. You got to meet with the ones that's leading your army. Okay? So that's basically what just took place. He met with the men that's going to give the commands. All right? So what comes after those commands? Mass judgment. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's going to take place. Don't think that he's playing. Nah, these ain't bluffing words. What did he say? You know, I did a lesson on it, and I'm going to upload it today. But basically he said, man, they need inner city task force. All right? He said, let's use some of these dangerous cities as target practice. Literally what it came out of his mouth. All right? Let's use some of these dangerous cities to practice for real warfare. So they're going to use cities like Memphis, Chicago, LA. All right? These monsters that they've created through all the society environment that they've brought up. they're going to go forth and fight these monsters now. Unalive these monsters. Go at them. Okay, so you Bloods, you Crips, you GDs, you Vice Lords, you MS-13, whatever it be, man. Cartels. Okay, warfare. All right, so that's what we're about to see, because this is also ordained by the Most High. Let's go to Isaiah 59th chapter. But for all you, man, that you don't care, it is what it is. You're gonna be took down by the sword. Okay. Let's go to Isaiah 59 and let's go to verse 9. Therefore is judgment far from us, neither doeth justice overtake us. We wait for light, but behold obscurity, for brightness, but we walk in darkness. We grope for the wall like the blind, and we grope as if we had no eyes. We stumble at noonday, as in the night we are in desolate places, as dead men. Now, that brings me back to a law, and more so really a curse. Alright. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 29. And thou shalt grope at noonday, as the blind gropeth in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, and thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee. Okay? So understanding that, no man is going to save you, meaning your Martin Luther Kings, your Malcolm X's, your Huey P. Newtons, your Marcus Garveys, all these individuals, man, was not able to save you. They were not able to bring you up out of captivity. What's true salvation? Alright, ruling over your oppressor, being up out of captivity. Alright, and not just you, but your people too. Let's say you make it, you got money, you got a private island, you can get away from America, but your family's still suffering. Nigga, did you really make it? No. Alright? That's a selfish type of mindset. Oh, only me. No, man. This is why we hit the corners. This is why we hit the YouTube, the TikToks, and all that, and preach to our people, and relay these messages to our people, to the sheep. You know what I'm saying? We ain't just, hey, yeah, we work out our own salvation with fear and trembling, but Yahawashi commanded us also to feed the sheep. Yahawah told us to cry aloud, spare none, tell Israel their transgressions. All right? Tell them their sins. So we have been commanded, to go forth and help and tell our people. Okay? So going back, we grope in the noonday. We walk around like, yo, we tired of this place. It's annoying. It's a sense of oppression. We gotta, just the fact that we have to work. Okay? The fact that we have to work. Wake up 6, 7, whatever time, and you gotta go into a job, and you gotta, this white man smiling at you, giving you orders. Hey, do this, do that, do this, do that. And he ain't got a lick of understanding, man. He's a base man. He's the lowest of the earth. Okay? So, and they say, well, slavery was whatever 100 years ago. So what? Do you know that the psychological, effects of slavery, the mental effects, the emotional effects, Stockholm syndrome, cognitive dissonance, all this type of stuff is still embedded in our community, our nation. It takes centuries to get over slavery. Okay? So therefore, our people are still suffering. And you look at their households, you look at how they are set up, they're still suffering, man. They're still low. They're still depressed and oppressed. All right? So, hey, precepts. Hold up. Oh, draconian. Okay, yeah, kind of. The brother put draconian of or pertaining to Draco, the ancient Greek statesman, 1777, in reference to laws, rigorous, extremely severe, or harsh. Kind of them draconian laws, practices are coming back, and that's what the brother is referring to when we talking about Esau coming down on your head, man. Okay, he's coming down with draconian measures, So it's going to be laws that you may deem, you're going to be like, this is unfair. It doesn't matter. It's a draconian society, man. All right, Esau is going to show his claws. He's back to show his true self. Okay? Let's keep it going. Yeah, this is true. It's the scriptures. It's the Bible. Everything in this book is 100% true. Okay? The Father is not a liar. Baruch 3 and 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us, for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments, according to all the iniquities of our fathers which departed from Yahawah our power. Now that reproach, meaning a taunt, all right, to be under, to be laughed at, to be mocked, a scorn, all right, a thorn in the side of someone. So we are, Esau looks at us like, as slaves, man. All right, they mock us, they scoff us. Okay, you are a reproach to your enemies in that sense. You are low. You're at the bottom of the barrel if you can't recognize that. Yeah, some of our people may so-called have money and things of that nature, blah blah blah, but the majority of our nation, we live in poverty. We live in low income, check to check, don't got good jobs. If we do, man, we be what? The last to be hired, the first to be fired. And I've experienced it. All right, trust me. So they look at us, they look at Jake first to let Jake go. I saw this one dude, yo. He hired all these illegal, Issacharites, Mexicans, so-called Mexicans, and he had them do the work. They built the house and all that, and then he called ICE on them so he wouldn't have to pay them. This is what we're talking about, okay? That type of oppression, all right? It's wickedness, all right? Brother got another Job 30:1. But now they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers I would have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock. And that brings a precept to mind, okay? Because we are the princes of the earth. So let's go to Ecclesiastes, back over there in the same chapter that we was getting. The folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low place. Verse 7, I have seen servants upon horses, and princes walking as servants upon the earth. So who are those servants? That's the heathen nations. That's the other nations, the Edomites, the Elamites, the Moabites, the Ammonites, all right, the Ishmaelites, the Cushites, the Canaanites, okay? These other nations are sitting upon horses, meaning they have power. They're ruling over Jake. I go to China, man, I gotta abide by their laws and their statutes and stuff of that nature. I can't preach in China. Man, man, we gotta talk to the elder later on, because we was dealing with this dude a couple months ago, and he was talking about he wanted to go to China to give our people in China the word. I'm like, okay, it may be Israelites in China, but it ain't gonna go like you think it is. Now, look at China. We told his dumb ass, all right? No more preaching in China. No online preaching. No preaching at all. The Bible is being outlawed. So, that goofy, which I forgot his name, but I bet he looking like, yo, them brothers was right. Them brothers told me China was not it. I need to preach in America. I need to preach where I'm set up. And that's what it is, okay? Don't try to escape, all right? You in Babylon for a reason, man. It don't matter where you go, you can't escape these curses. What is the sea hip going to be known as? The hour of temptation that must come upon the world to try the world, not just America, Babylon, no. Okay, UK got it first, that digital ID situation. Now, that's not the sea hip, but that's a precursor to the sea hip. That's before the sea hip. Right? Bible Gateway is shut down. I like Bible Gateway. I use Blue Letter, Bible Gateway, and a couple other apps. And Bible Gateway is solid. It has the GNT on it. It's got a lot of different translations and stuff of that nature. So that's a solid Bible app. Now, for them to shut it down, where the UK brothers can't access it, that's crazy, man. But that's the famine of the word that is coming through. Now, getting back to the lesson, let's go back to that Isaiah. Knowing that along with that famine of the word, it's going to be mass judgments. Okay? So keep it going. Verse 11. We roar all like bears and mourn sore like doves. We look for judgment, but there is none. For salvation, but it is far off from us. For our transgressions are multiplied before thee, and our sins testify against us. For our transgressions are with us. Right? For our transgressions are with us, and as for our iniquities, we know them, in transgressing and lying against Yahawah, and departing away from our power, speaking oppression and revolt, conceiving and uttering from the hearts words of falsehood. And judgment is turned away backwards, and justice standeth afar off, for truth is fallen in the street, and equity cannot enter. Yea, and you've been put in a perverse nation, man. A perverse and a crooked and a wicked nation. Alright, for your punishment. So you didn't want to hold on to judgment. You didn't want to hold on to righteousness, to true understanding, to all of this. So Yahawah allowed the wicked, the most wicked people on the planet to rise up and conquer you and take you over. You get what I'm saying? So that's he literally brought them out of caves, man. Literally brought them out of caves and allowed them to come down and give you what is known as the Black Death, which is much disease, much plague, much illness. You know, he brought that to you and unallowed a lot of our people. Okay, and then took over what we had built up. So Spain, England, Scotland, Ireland, all right, Germany, you know, some of Russia, you know, all these lands. Regardless, he took them over, man. He didn't care. All right. So as it goes, he comes into these lands and he takes them over. He defaces statues. He knocks them down. He repaints pictures. Okay. He claims buildings as his own. Dude literally say he built the Dodger Stadium. He did not. All right. Literally claiming all these buildings in New York that have old world architecture, saying that he built these things, but he did not. And ChatGPT would confirm it. It's no possible way he did this with a buggy and a horse. No. The amount of material is too vast for this individual to build the Dodger Stadium in the time frame that he stated he did. Okay? I literally checked ChatGPT. It said it would took him about, you know, a couple decades. But he said he did it within like 5 years or something like that. Maybe 2 years, 3 years. You know? That's a whole nother story for another time. But this man, it shows that this man is a liar. Now, you came out with the ChatGPT and it's showing you to be a liar. So your tongue shall fall upon you, man. Why would you even bring out something that's going to expose you? Because it's meant for you to expose yourself. This is why we see these movies exposing your ideas, your plans, such as you want the world to be like Mad Max or Book of Eli. All right, you want digital control like a 2044, an upgrade. All right, you or that movie with J-Lo. You want all these. You want the C-hip implemented in everybody like a Kingsman. Okay, you know, hey, brothers that you do lessons and stuff of that nature, you need to be watching movies, man. Okay, because that right there, these things are spiritual. Who are these things commanded by? Yahawah is ordaining for these things to be made. Who brought lead the world behind? Civil war. Alright? It's the Father reaching his people in different type of ways, different methods. Okay? Now you bring those ways back and you preach. You bring them to the scriptures. You know? So what you're seeing in these movies, such as Lead the World Behind, Civil War, is mass judgments. You're seeing a purge. You're seeing sedition among men. You're seeing 2nd Ezra's 15th chapter, you know, on the big screen. You're seeing this stuff take place. Especially that scene in Lead the World Behind where dude was like, nah, I ain't giving you the medicine. And then he pulled out the gat on dude. Like, you know, they was at a tense situation. These situations are going to happen because people are going to need these pharmaceuticals. They're going to need these medicines. And you got people that's been stocking. So by you stocking and being a doomsday prepper, you making yourself even a bigger target. All right? And bro, you can't shoot it out with everybody. Okay? This is why you got to trust in Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Your carnal means will not save you, man. Okay? So these mass judgments are going to come to carnal individuals who only trusted in their weapon, only trusted in their sword. What did King David say? Let's go get it. And I'm doing this lesson because, you know, we've been talking about it, man. After the Day of Atonement, it's about to happen. Y'all have had time, ample enough time to get right. All right? You know, so we pray And just based upon the government shutting down, which that could last however long it lasts, but regardless about that, that really don't even matter. You know, the thing is, Trump decreeing inner city task force, decreeing, I mean, really, honestly, this man done used the military against, he's using the military against American citizens. Like we are Iraq, or we are, and that Iraq shit was fake as well. All right, you going over there doing all that for them people oil and stuff, man. You know, stay your ass out of other people's countries, man. All right? But that's what you do. You abandon it to the earth. So he's using the military against his own people. Now, I saw this. Oh, another good one. Watch 0 Day. It's just 6 episodes, but it really exposes how Esau be moving without the Constitution. They created a task force. Same thing. Oh, man, I might have to go. That's fire. 0 Day on Netflix. All right? It's basically what Trump is doing right now. If you haven't seen it, you should check it out. It's a fire joint. But in that thing, you had Robert De Niro, you know, and he's like an ex-president, and he comes in and he leads a task force to go after certain, to figure out who did a cyber attack, all right, on the country. And it gets to him breaking the Constitution, just pulling up whoever he want to pull out, you know, talking about they don't need warrants and all of that. And that's where we're at. Because Isaiah, let's get Isaiah 10 and 1, man. Knowing, and this is why, yo, when laws, executive orders, things like that nature come out, we report on those things. Okay, man, I don't see no other camp doing that, man. Except Great Millstone and affiliates, like-minded doctrine, man. Like-minded, you know, same individuals. Okay? So we are commanded, we are to be watchmen. So we report on laws and executive orders. We must know what's going on. So this is Isaiah 10 and 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. All right, now you got that law that says within 100 miles of the coastline, they don't need a warrant for search and seizures. They don't need anything to come in your shit. They can come in my car right now. All right, tell me to get out. I gotta comply. I gotta get out. You know, they can go through my shit and look for anything they want to look for. Okay, and it's all in their right. It's justified by that law that they passed. But most Americans don't know. All right, most Americans might try to pull out a pew pew or something. Man, yeah, you gonna die where you stand, bro. You know, and I can't wait for these mass judgments to take place, because y'all niggas ain't never got right with Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Y'all want to trust in your carnal means, you know, at the end of the day. Now keeping it going. Verse 15. Yea, truth faileth, and he that departed from evil, this is Isaiah 59 and 15. He departed from evil, maketh himself a prey. And Yahawah saw it, and it displeased him that there were no judgment. And he saw that there was no man, and wondered that there was no intercessor. Therefore his arm brought salvation unto him, and his righteousness, it sustained him. For he put on righteousness as a breastplate, and an helmet of salvation upon his head, and he put on the garments of vengeance for clothing, and was clad with zeal as a cloak. Now we didn't have no intercessor, no mediator, no one in between. All right, so Yahawashi, according to prophecy, all right, had to come, man, to save us. Yahawashi, what does that mean? He saves, he delivers, he is salvation. So how are you saved without someone to save you? And then furthermore, if you're in a position talking about you don't need no salvation, then you're complacent with America and this society and being a slave. You know, you got so many Israelites. You've been a slave so long, you like it. That's crazy. You like, well, Master ain't do nothing to me. Yeah, Master got your ass trained. You forgot you was a slave. You know, and that's a dark place to be, man. All right. Verse 18. According to their deeds, accordingly he will repay. Fury to his adversaries, recompense to his enemies. To the islands he will repay recompense. So shall they fear the name of the Lord. And what's the name of the Lord? Yahawah. They shall fear the name Yahawah. All right. From the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. So from the east to the west, from the north to the south. When the enemy shall come in like a flood. Who is that enemy? Okay, Israel, you believe that you don't have any enemies. You believe you're supposed to love when it says love your enemy, it's not talking about the white man that's got a foot on your neck. How you supposed to love somebody, man? That you don't even, scriptures also say you don't trust your enemy. All right? Now you got to understand, when it says love your enemy, it's talking about your fellow Israelite. That is wicked to you. That's evil to you. That may be talking shit about you. Your brother, sister, cousin, whoever it be. All right? You just a Bible thumper. You a bum. You wearing dresses. All that shit. All right? You know, and they fail to understand the ministry. They fail to understand the doctrine. They fail to understand the Bible at all because they don't read it. So those individuals, hey, we still preach for them in a sense, even though they may be doomed for destruction. But if Yahawah wants to pull them in, then He's going to forgive them and pull them in and teach them the same way that we'll teach a sincere brother, because they going to change and be sincere, you know? So we want our people to turn back and get right, understanding that. But our enemy, which is who? The heathen nations, all right? These Edomites, okay? You know, we don't love them. We don't have no love for them. They're going to be our slaves. They're going to be our servants, man. We're going to rule over them, okay? So that's what's coming for them, man. Precepts. Brother got some precepts. Yeah, you got to check out that 0 Day out. It's only 6 episodes, man. I promise you, you'll like it. All right? Oh, dang. Brother been dropping them. Hold up. Super communists over there, kind of. Sweden is cashless with people willingly chipping. Yep, exactly. In Sweden, yeah. It's, I believe it's over like 95% digital. And yeah, they taking the C-hip over there already, so it is what it is. Second address 16 to 19. Behold, so that, hey, think about that. I can't even go to Sweden. You go to Sweden, you gonna have to get a C-hip. They will be like, how you gonna buy anything? How you gonna pay for anything? You know? Unless I guess you go on the internet to do everything. Okay? That's how it's gonna be. You know, you have to go on the internet to do everything. You're not in their system, basically. You know? So, and that's how it's gonna be all over the world. Sweden will be that prototype, that alpha, in a sense. This is how it is. Like China and Sweden. China with the social credit score system, and Sweden with their digital system. These are the ways that Esau want everything to be. Okay? It's the second address 16 and 19. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. And these things are what? It's because these spirits, all right? Yahawah is commanding these spirits. Y'all love to talk about the 4 angels under Euphrates. Well, those are angels. Those are spirits. Those are not in some giants down there. No, all right? When these spirits are loosed, you will see mass judgment upon this planet. And that's what you're going to see, because spirits are being loose, man. All right? These situations are about to get serious, man. It's already serious. Let me see. Brother got Isaiah 30 and 12. Wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because you despise this word and trust in oppression and perverseness and stay thereon, therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant. How does Yahawashi come? As a thief in the night. So let's get it back. Let's read this one more time. All right, verse 29. So shall they fear the name of Yahawah from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun, when the enemy shall come in like a flood. The spirit of Yahawah shall lift up a standard against him, coming in like a flood. Okay? So a flood is something that you can't put your hands there and stop a flood. No, it's not solid. All right? It's going to flow around you. It's going to make a way through. All right, you get some water, that water is going to make a way through and come in, man. Okay? So that's how he's coming in. He's coming in so hard, it's nothing you could do carnally that could stop him. Nowhere you could run on this planet that could stop him. He's coming in like that. You could leave the country. It doesn't matter. All right? This is what we're talking about, man. From Australia to Alaska. Okay? This is what's about to take place. Okay? Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is sending in his sword. Who you think put the spirit on DJT to be like that? Who you think placed the spirit on these individuals, man? All right? So, you know, it's going to be mass judgments. And really just laying back and off of a lesson I did that I'm uploading today. You know, and that's what it is, man. So that's pretty much the conclusion. Just expect mass judgments. Expect when these task forces come in, because Esau is not bluffing. He's been planning for this for decades, man. All right, really, if you want to shoot centuries, he's been planning for this moment that's about to take place right now. He's been planning. Yeah, Democrats and Republicans, both sides of the bird. Okay, two sides. All right, they're all in unison. They're working together. They've all been planning for this. Okay, this ain't no joke. So make sure you calling on the names of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, because his name is a strong tower. Alright, Yahawashi is the only name that we will receive salvation by. Alright, so man, with that being said, I'm going to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone once again, and Shalawam to the Lord's hopeful elect. Hit the water for the precepts, bro. Alright, keep maintaining yourself. Keep doing what you got to do. And keep staying true in this thing, man. Kwam Yasharahla and a Baba Ball to this wicked nation. May Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi destroy this bitch yesterday. Alright, Shalawam. Shalawam.